Up front at 9:30 tonight, he was a woman trapped in a man's body. That might sound like a punchline to some people, but for others living here in the metro, those words are very real. Tonight, we bring you a story of challenge, choice, and change.
I live a life of complete honesty and openness, and I don't have to hide anymore.
Brittany Novotny is an attorney in Oklahoma City. 29 years old, bright and successful, Brittany grew up in Oklahoma City. She went to Westmore High School. But when these pictures were taken, not so long ago, she was a he.
My male name had been William Novotny, and I went by Billy.
But even at a young age, Brittany, then Billy, knew she was different.
About kindergarten, I went to school, and I tied up my shirt in a little bow on the side to be like the other little girls. And I had a teacher that was like, "You're a little boy. You can't do that. Don't act that way."
It was the beginning of a childhood defined by confusion and frustration. She tried to live a life as a boy, even feigning interest in girls.
Well, I would go with these girls, but we'd end up just sitting and talking on the phone for hours, and that was my way to build up a base of girlfriends.
But those attempts to fit in and act normal led to a deeper and deeper misery. Did you have suicidal thoughts?
A little bit. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, there were some, but ultimately I knew that that's not me, and I'm a fighter.
That fighting spirit led Brittany to take on a persona of being genderless through high school, college, and law school as she sank deeper into depression.
You know, I knew I was not a gay man. Any of my fantasies that involved being with men were never of me being a man with a man. It was always, I envisioned myself being a woman. That's how I thought of my future. That's just who I saw myself as deep down. There was no real changing that. I tried really hard to change that. I wanted desperately for that not to be me.
But Brittany finally resigned to the fact that was her. And while she would not share her father's reaction with us, she painfully recalls the day she told her mother who she was.
My main thing I said was that I just feel like I'm a woman, that I'm a girl, I'm a woman, that's just who I am. And she just was like, "Well, no, you're not," and to her, just what's physically in front of you is what it is, and there was nothing about like any different chemical makeup or anything that could be different. So, it was just really hard for her to accept that somebody might not be what they physically appear to be.
But eventually, her mother came to accept Billy as Brittany, and Brittany began the physical transformation from man to woman.
I couldn't let myself be one of those stories I've seen on, the Discovery Channel or something, of being a 45-year-old with 2 kids and having to transition and tell kids and tell, 20-year colleagues this, sudden news. I was like, I just can't do that. I need to live my life as myself from now on.
Well, the term sex change is out. It's now called gender transition, and it is much more than just an operation. Join us 1 week from tonight for the second part of this story. We'll take you through Brittany's transition and find out what it has been like to come back to Oklahoma and meet the people who knew her when she was Billy. That's next Wednesday night on the Primetime News at 9.
All right.